Not all people can do it, but everyone should try it at least once. Being alone releases undreamt-of reserves of strength in us, allows us to come closer to ourselves, and create space for new things. Those who are self-sufficient, at least for a certain period of time, can enjoy a great gift that not all people receive. The reason why we prefer time alone over time with other people does not really matter. If you're not quite convinced of this idea yet, in today's video, we will summarize the 3 most important points as to why you should at least now and then try being alone. If you like our videos, please support us with a thumbs up, subscribe to activate the little bell, and look forward to the videos we upload for you every day. Number 1. Self-discovery. Know thyself. Even at the risk of making a bad acquaintance? Don't worry, you and yourself are an unbeatable team from the moment of your birth. In everyday life, however, many things get lost. Your needs, your interests and inclinations, and even your emotional life, surrounded by people, often come up short. How much time you need per day to find your way back to your center depends solely on you. For some people, an hour is enough to get back on track. Others need whole days on their imaginary island to find themselves. The effort is always worth it. The time is well invested. After all, you can always rely on your inner strength. Sometimes, however, it needs a little care and attention. Number 2. Creativity. The fact that we humans are creative beings has been proven by artistic testimonies for thousands of years. A little potential for music, fine arts, handicrafts, creative cooking, or another form of self-expression lies dormant in each and every one of us. Unfortunately, inspiration often comes to us only when no one is watching. So don't be surprised if the best ideas come to you when you're alone, even when you're busy doing mundane things. Number 3. Energizing for social interactions. An evening spent socializing can be fun and liberating. We humans are social creatures. Only very few of us prefer to go through life as lone wolves. Nevertheless, it takes a lot of energy to listen to many people at the same time, to listen attentively to all their stories, and to be surrounded by communicative individuals for an entire day or evening. Whether professionally or privately, we simply cannot live a life as complete hermits these days. Meeting other people is inevitable. Unfortunately, we can't always choose the people ourselves either. All of this stresses us out to some degree, both positively and negatively. A dose of time alone can work wonders immediately before or after such intense periods of socializing. Our batteries recharged, our minds can process all the news in peace, and our empathy levels can return to a more usual level. But why do some people find it so hard to be alone? Corporate tigers, social butterflies, and perpetual guests. There are people who spend the majority of their lives exclusively in the company of others. Their days are usually scheduled from dawn to dusk. Even at night, they find it difficult not to share a bed with anyone. This is where the line between sociability and the fear of being alone clearly ends. The reason for this is almost always one of the following 3 reasons. Number 1, you lack the practice. Anyone who was allowed to grow up in a colorful crowd of siblings and other playmates as a child was certainly lucky. On the other hand, growing up in constant company, unfortunately, also guarantees that one can never learn to be alone, let alone cultivate the ability. These people don't even know how restorative and invigorating a few hours away from the social scene can be between times. Number 2, your thoughts and feelings take over. When we are alone, our mind makes room for everything that has been put in the background during the day. Thoughts that we find unpleasant and annoying push to the surface. The associated feelings generally come in their wake. Company means distraction and living in the moment. The past and the future find no place in it, thanks to distraction. Number 3, you feel excluded and unloved. Being alone, like being single, still carries the stigma of being a social loser or loner in the minds of many people. The more friends you have on Facebook and in real life, the more popular and successful many people feel. The realization is often all the more sobering when the dolce vita is over and illness or other crises brutally brings us back to real life. Unfortunately, the so-called friends are then often history, and we are forced to deal with ourselves for the first time. Thinking about the quote, "better alone than in bad company," is worthwhile, at least by this point. When do you really need more time for yourself? Clear signs that you absolutely need quality time alone are, for example, when other people make you uncomfortable. If you are easily irritated and displeased, if you find it difficult to stay on task, or if you simply don't feel like seeing others. And how do you manage to set aside more time for yourself? If your family, roommates, partner, or friends and acquaintances are constantly snapping at you as if their lives depended on it, you need to consciously draw boundaries for your own well-being. Plan your me time like any other appointment in your life. Consciously choose a fixed time. Think about what you want to do. Keep social media on mute during this time. Think about a place where you can be truly alone. A walk is always fine. Communicate your desire clearly. Simply saying, "I need more time to myself," sounds too authoritative, and at the same time sets off alarm bells, especially with partners. Instead, express the desire to watch a movie alone, to have 2 hours for a good book, or to simply have the apartment to yourself for a morning. Be flexible. If scenario A is not possible, scenario B will come into play. But also, be accommodating when people make the same request for time and space to you. Relationships are not one-way streets. Today's conclusion: being alone and being lonely are two fundamentally different things. Many people still confuse being alone with loneliness, yet the latter can afflict us more in a room full of people than when we are alone walking in the woods, when we are completely at peace with ourselves. Relationships can be lonely when coldness and distance, or perhaps even rejection and unkindness, reign. Those who have never really found their place in the family and circle of friends will feel loneliness at every encounter. Many people, especially older ones, who, on the other hand, live alone and cultivate a wide range of interests and hobbies as well as their memories, will hardly ever feel lonely. They have learned to be alone, and more importantly, they have learned to appreciate it. That's it for today.
Thanks for watching. Did you find this information helpful? Do you have experience with it? We would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. For more resources about mental health, self-improvement, and psychology, visit our website. You'll find the link in the video description where you can also connect with us on social media and sign up for our email list. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day.